The following is a letter written by Charsley Severin, who served in the United States military from 1996 to 2005 before he was deported to the Dominican Republic in 2011. Hello, my name is Charsley Severin, and I came to the United States when I was very young, to New York City, Manhattan. I went to PS 153 Adam Clayton Powell Jr. Elementary and PS 136 Junior High. From pre-kindergarten, me and my mom and dad and four brothers lived in a small apartment. My mom worked as a nurse at Mount Sinai Hospital in New York City Pediatrics, and my dad was a building inspector. My parents saved money to move to Florida for a safer environment. We moved to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Sunrise, Broward County. I attended junior high school at Plantation Middle School, home of the Patriots. I was very athletic and interested in sports. I joined the track and field team where I began to win meets in the mile. I later went to Plantation High School where I joined the Roman Greco wrestling team and football team. I excelled in the sport, becoming district, county, and regional champion for many years, allowing me to go to the state championship for 3 out of the 4. I was put in the Sentinel newspaper so many times, even my 2 younger brothers also trained and worked hard to get scholarships in wrestling. News reporters came to our school and did a personal report on the, quote, trio of champs. I graduated high school in 1996 and was an Olympic hopeful, wanting to go to college, and I was given an opportunity to go train with the Olympic hopefuls, to go to Turkey. I missed the chance and really didn't know what I wanted to do. I was approached by a recruiter and signed up on the delayed entry program. Another recruiter approached me and a friend joined the United States Army. I had my permanent residence and had no problem to join, so I did. When the recruiter spoke to me, I realized that this life in the United States is paid by a cost, by the lives of the men and women that join the military, and it is a great honor to do. I believe in God, and I believe in Jesus Christ, and what He did for all mankind. I was to follow in the footsteps of Jesus like He did, to put my life for a cause, to support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America, my home. I signed up as a 91 Bravo combat medic and a 91 X-ray mental health specialist under military intelligence. My scores were very high on the ASVAB test. I was a very good soldier, a high speed, meaning one of the best in all my duties, quote, A group. I remember signing up for the citizenship in the Army, but never got it. Anyway, I later got out with an honorable discharge. I did my basic at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, and then went to Fort Sam Houston in San Antonio, Texas. I came home from the military feeling very different. Some of my friends said they saw a change, like I'm a different person. I started to work immediately at the Sawgrass Mills Mall in South Florida as a warehouse forklift operator and warehouse personnel at BrandSmart USA. I moved around working many jobs to get experience, like sales associate at JCPenney, the Answer Group, troubleshooting inbound sales when DSL came in, broadband and AT&T merger, also tower climbing for wireless mobile transmission, traveling around the United States setting up wireless transmission for rural areas. I worked anything and everything for the experience, from graveyard waiter at Denny's to dishwasher to ground spotter at high-scale residential complexes to 6 years of tree trimming for various companies in South Florida, Wade Hoyt Tree Trimmers and Associates. Many jobs that I learned from and was thankful that the owner saw my potential. The Height Hamilton House retirement residential community was a job where I began to notice I really loved helping and taking care of people. I worked in and out of high school at this time. I had decided to go to college. I signed up for EMT paramedic. I attended college at City College a couple of years out of the military. 2005 in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, I began to get into problems with my brothers when I had to move back to my mom's house at certain points in my life. Mere sibling rivalry, nothing serious. I love my family very much. I would often move out of my mom's house and move in with roommates, where I found myself in trouble for my own property that I left at the apartment. Upon being let back into my old apartment by the new roommate, who I knew, to retrieve my property, I got in trouble. I have a good heart, and a lot of people that know me would say the same thing. In 2007, I found myself calling 911 for someone who threw something at me while standing, sheltering from the rain at a gas station. The police arrived and asked questions, and I was offered to go to the hospital until another officer came to the scene who seemed to purposely verbally abuse me for calling 911 so many times. I explained that I had been waiting here for 45 minutes to 1 hour in the rain. However, I was tricked and asked the question after the statement. "You look kind of fit. Do you think you can kick my ass?" I respectfully answered the officer, "You're a police officer. I'm not going to answer that question." He then says to me, "Okay, what if I wasn't a police officer? Do you think you can whip my ass?" I stupidly answered, "I don't know, maybe." Right away, the officer told me to turn around. "You're under arrest for verbal assault." I couldn't believe it. I complied and was placed in handcuffs, but when the officer proceeded to take me to a squad car, I just moved my shoulders so he could not touch me and told him I can walk to the car myself. Upon going into the squad car, I asked, "Why is he arresting me?" I was standing handcuffed behind my back and stiffened up my whole body, resisting him pushing me into the squad car. I sat down and wrapped my legs under the car and was punched in the stomach. The officer took about 30 minutes until he asked the original officer to assist him and pulled me in the car from the other door. When I was admitted to the jail, I was notified that I was being charged for resisting arrest with violence. The officer of Broward Sheriff's Office wrote on his report that I was kicking and he was hit on his, quote, pinky finger. I could not believe it. I ended up in court with a public defender and was told to take the plea offer, which I should not have taken. I took 14 months FSP and an immigration hold was placed on me, and I did not even know. Upon finishing, I was awarded executive clemency from the governor of the state of Florida for restoration of all my alien rights. Just 3 days before my date of release, ICE came to the prison and took me into custody, which I don't even think is legal. I was taken to the Chrome Detention Center in Miami, Florida, and placed with people that had serious drug trafficking and firearm charges. I spent 3 years in immigration, ICE custody, could not get a bond. Me and my family tried to reopen the case, but was denied every single motion on the grounds of ineffective assistance of counsel. My lawyer should have never told me to take the plea. I should have went to trial and make them prove the cause. I was told by my immigration attorney. My family knew I never kicked the officer. I spent 3 years on ICE for such a petty manner that was aggravated because of the 14-month sentence, not because of the charge, which was petty. In 2011, I was deported to a country that I don't even know anyone there. Haven't been to since I was a little boy, to a place that is a tiny speck on the map, 16 by 29 miles, and its terrain is entirely covered with mountains and vegetation and seriously undeveloped. A tiny island called the Commonwealth of Dominica in the Lesser Antilles, where now my pain is going to begin. On top of it all, I have a proper American accent, American culture, and an American heart. The island I was deported to is very uncivilized, undeveloped, and downright harsh. There are little or no jobs, no surveillance cameras, unlighted streets, and very dark neighborhoods. The government is a leftist government and sways more to communism than democracy. I have no one here, and have faced some serious hatred and prejudiced behaviors to the point of being hit in the back of my head with a grapefruit-sized stone, being robbed and chased on multiple occasions walking home after working as a security guard in the dark, hospitalized for broken bones and a fractured skull and orbital, for no reason but out of mere jealousy. My family can do only so much. I'm not a perfect person, but I know that this is too much. My parents are of senior age, early to mid-70s. I can only ask to be repatriated out of love of American values, the American flag, and American compassion. What we strive as a people to help others and leave no one behind, to say something if you see it, and to treat others as you would like to be treated. I plead my story before the man in charge, the President of the United States of America, Mr. Joseph Biden, and Vice President Kamala Harris, and to all members of Congress, state senators, and whoever else that reads this message. Please, I would like to return to my home where all my family is. I have 8 nieces and nephews. 2 of the men are now serving along with my sibling in our military that I have not seen since I last babysat them and was changing their diapers and helping them with their homework at Mom's house. I have learned a great deal and know what America means to me. In these many years of suffering, my heart has shown me which I have thought to be true. Please, President Joe Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris, sign the executive order, sir. Wholeheartedly and sincerely, Charsley Severin.